Hello and welcome to my Facebook Live this morning. It's Tuesday. My name's Sandy and I am the creative force behind Lolly and Sand. I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. Okay, now that we got through all that, if you were watching last week's video, you know that when you share the videos, you could win the cards I made that week. So these are the cards. They're both from the Humming Along bundle, and each week I feature a different stamp set or bundle. Depends on how it is. So we have a winner from last week, and it's Susan. So congratulations, Susan, you have won these cards. Yay! And what I want to say is I get lots of views of my videos, but I don't get a lot of shares, and shares are how you win. So I'm going to up the ante just a little bit, and this week, if I get 15 shares, I am going to, the cards that I make this week, someone will win, and someone will win other beautiful cards that I've made. So happy sharing. Happy sharing. And whether you share on YouTube or on Facebook, as long as your privacy settings are such that I can see who shared. I can't always tell, by the way. So anyway, your name will go into the draw. Ta-da! So let's get to it. I'm very excited because I love this next stamp set. And it's from the occasions. So it's actually a bundle. And what it is this really pretty stamp set called Piece of Cake. And when you bundle it up with the coordinating punch, which punches out the cake stand and any of the cakes, you save 10%, which is awesome. We all like saving money. So this set is good for lots of different occasions. For example, well, birthday, that's kind of a given. And then it's got birthday sentiments. You have your Mr. and Mrs., so it's great for weddings. Let me just move that out of the way because it's shiny. And so is this, so I'll tilt it this way. You have weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, any time. Well, I don't see there isn't a good time for cake, so. And there's such cute sentiments on this. Cake is the answer. Who cares what the question is? Yeah, count the good times, not the candles. I like that. Now what we're going to be using today is this one with these really pretty little flowers. Still trying to avoid the glare, so hopefully you can see that. Mr. and Mrs. and then May Your Love Grow Sweeter with Every Passing Year. So it's a wedding card, clearly. Wedding season is coming up, right? Yeah. So it's photopolymer, which is great because you can see through when you're stamping. Now the one thing I didn't get, and I will get something. Let's see. What will I get? How about some grid paper? Okay, this has been used, but that's okay. Grid paper is good for lots of things. So here's the card we're going to be making. And not only does it have, well, it's got some blends. We're going to do some coloring today. Also has Wink Stella, which I put on the flowers, and then the little, I don't know what you call those, the little beaded lines of icing. Who doesn't like icing? And it also has some of the Grapefruit Grove, and I'll bring it in, but it's going to look really wonky for you because it's holographic. It's got a little circle of that, which I die cut using the Stitched Shapes framelits. I call those a must-have because I love the little stitching on it. Alrighty, so let's get to it. I'm just going to move the card out of the way. Now, as you know, when I usually color, I use Memento, but I wanted a softer look for this card because we are using Petal Pink. And Petal Pink, which to me looks very peachy colored, is very soft. So a nice soft look for the card works for me. Now what I did here is on the layer, I embossed it using the Subtles folder, which really, when you look at it, it doesn't look like much. Let's see, can I put a piece of paper in there? Maybe you can see the pattern. Maybe not. Well, put this one in, maybe you can see it better there. Let's find out. Maybe. I don't know, that or glare, I'm not sure what you're seeing. But it just adds just a tiny little bit, which you can see better probably in person than on the camera. Just a little bit of texture. And that's why it's called subtle. That makes sense, doesn't it? So here's the stamps already on the blocks, the sentiments. So these are for the inside, so I don't need those right now. And bring this out. So we don't waste paper, so you can see this is where I cut out a circle and one of the rectangles. Nope, not that. Need the smoky slate. Now I just re-inked this last week for a class, so it's going to be very inky. Yes. Let's do the cakes first, then I know what the positioning is. And you know me, I like to stamp and just see what it looks like. It looks good. These are so pretty. 1, and we're doing 3, 2, 3, and then the cake stands. And before I actually punch them out, we're going to do the coloring right away. And I only need 2 of these. Oh, I don't like that spot. Well, we'll go further over. Sometimes I get gluey things on my paper. It probably happens to you as well. Alrighty, and I like to keep my stamp sets good and inked. So that will sit to the side. We're going to use it again, just not right now. Now, if you notice the cards I just showed you, they were in Petal Pink. Yeah, I had this planned out, well, pretty well, except the part that I used Petal Pink last week. Forgive me. Okay, so we're using Petal Pink again, and I promise you for Friday we're going to get into some more color. I also want to give credit where credit's due. A teammate of mine, Barb, had done a card using these colors. The card doesn't look like this, but the coloring is, well, hers is really pretty too. Coloring is lovely. So give credit where credit is due. So now one thing you want to remember with blends is that they will bleed the color outside of your lines if you haven't heat embossed. So I'm going to stay a little bit away from the edge, and I'm just adding a really quick bit of the light Petal Pink. I'm going to go in with some darker colors. Now I'm going to leave also a fair bit of white space, and that will just be, let's call that shading. It will be all in the same spot, mostly the same spot. While I'm coloring, if for any chance you haven't received your occasions catalog or your Sale-a-bration flyer and you're in Canada and you don't have a demonstrator, let me know and I have extras. I will send some out to you. Because who doesn't like to look at the catalog? The link to the to my blog will be on here, at which you can see the catalogs. But if you're like me, you like to have them in your hand. Let's see how steady, speaking of hands, let's see how steady my hand is today. The coloring's actually pretty quick on this. I'll be even more careful with the darker color. Alrighty, so I had decided to use the brush end rather than the bullet end. It covers more area faster. If it was a really tiny little thing, then I probably would switch. Alrighty, so I'm going to blend in some of the colors here. I love the coloring because you've been following me, you know that I like when things are different, when there's actually, when you get to choose the colors and where they go, and if it's not all identical, that's okay. It's perfectly okay. I also want to mention that I'm going to go back in with the lighter. So this is the darker of the two. This is the dark Petal Pink. And when I say dark, I mean it's not crazy dark. I'm still working my way up to more colors. So what will we do on Friday? I don't know, but I can guarantee you it will be brighter. Brighter. There. This is great for even a new stamper because the coloring's simple, the colors are light, which makes it quite easy. And because it's a punch, so it doesn't require you to have the big shot. Although, of course, I would want everyone to have the big shot, because then it opens up a whole world of new card making and paper projects. However, for now, perfectly fine. It's such a pretty color. I can't believe I almost didn't get it. I was thinking, oh, that's too light, but it isn't really. So for those of you, by the way, in Canada that were in the deep freeze, I understand we have a reprieve starting later today. I mean, it was cold enough that it was just take the dogs out, let the dogs do their business, and come back in. So nobody's had a walk. So both the dogs will be they're going a little stir crazy. They have energy and they want to, they want to use that energy. But we do more playing in the house right now until it warms up. And I could tell, even like Sterling's the younger of the two, and he's the puppy who can put his feet up on the counter now, so he's a big puppy. Even he didn't want to stay outside, and he loves being outside. Loves it. Just gonna come in and just very lightly bring a little, I'm just evening out the color just a little bit. Just a little bit. Blending it in, that's all it is. Okie dokie. And then the magic with the Wink of Stella. Now, I have said this on previous videos, and I just want to say it again. When you get your Wink of Stella, this is the clear, by the way. When you get it, it's going to have a black band right here. If you do not take that black band off, it will not work. I love to tell people that story because I didn't take the black band off. I didn't read the instructions, and I was like, these things don't work. They do work. They do work. Alrighty, so with Wink of Stella, it says right here, push. You probably can't see that, but it does say push. And you will see that it just gives out, and I'm not pushing really hard, by the way. I'm just turning it a little bit so I can see that it's on there. Now it's got a little ball bearing, so you can shake it. And just going along these lines, and it helps me actually to lift the paper so I can see where I'm going with it, because it's clear. But it just adds just a pretty little touch to the card. And who wouldn't want this card? You want to share my videos. Help out my little, and I say little, my little business. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. I see one spot that I just want to go over. One more time. Right along here. And right along here. Now, if you wanted to go more, like a little darker in the color, you can do that. Just add on another layer. So let's say you wanted to define the cakes a little bit better. You can do that. You want to go a little darker right here, you can do that. So it just adds a little bit more dimension to your projects. Coloring is addictive. Like, seriously, I will keep doing this. So I'm going to stop really soon. No, I'm stopping now. I'm kidding. It really is. It comes to the point where you're like, this is so much fun. Alrighty, and then the punch. So I'll turn it upside down so I don't blind you with it. And simply undo that. So I'm going to, when I punch it, it's going to punch on an extra one of these, which I don't really need right now, but that's okay. I just want the cakes. So once you're satisfied with the placement, and I like to go like this so because of my lights, so I can see that I'm even all the way around. And I'm actually just going to adjust it just a little bit. Then you punch it out. And, you know, if I get a lot of shares on this video, I might just do 2 cards on Friday. Yes, and I'll be quick. I will be quick. Your time is important to me. Line it up. Ah, I didn't completely punch that one. Okay, now I have to punch it. Go! All the little bits. If you're going to punch, punch all the way. and bunch. And then we'll come down here and do these. It's really, you know what? As soon as I saw this, I knew I loved this set. What I really think is brilliant of Stampin' Up! Is that they've made them for more than one occasion, which makes the stamp set versatile, which makes, well, I always say that same thing. You get the biggest bang for your buck, you know? Alrighty, so let's set that aside. Let's just get the pieces I want. That, and that. And I can tell I want this one because like, you can see the color on the back. Move all those little pieces away. Wow. And I need a pair of scissors because we're going to do a little trimming. I cut both of these down just a bit, which was also Barb's idea. I like to, like, again, give credit where credit's due. I thought that was a brilliant idea. Okay, and then assembly. And then we'll do the inside of the card. Okay, remember, we're using Tombow. You can use other adhesives, but I like the Wiggle Time. And I'll show you again what Wiggle Time is. Phew, I thought I was going to get ink on that, or glue. Alrighty, and I always place my paper using the open edge. So I'm just going to set it there. And Wiggle Time means that it's a little too far over to the left, in my opinion. I can straighten it. There we go. Beautiful. And then do this from the inside. Just make sure it's good and stuck all the way to the edges. That's that part. Now, next is this layer. It doesn't take a lot on that crazy holographic paper that is so cool. You should see it embossed. That's the Sale-a-bration freebie. I can't remember if I said that, but it is, and it's lovely. Now, let me just think. Oh, I did pop it up. I love to pop things up, and I just want to wiggle that back over because it was a little too far over. Okay, I decided to pop up all the cakes because it's a wedding card. Chances are it's not going to go through the Royal Mail, so you can do that. And placement, oh, you know what? Okay, you know what? I'm going to put this on. No, I'm not. No, I'm not, because you know what? I forgot to put the Mr. and Mrs. on a block. Oh my goodness. I'm going to need that. So let's get Mr. and Mrs. out. Where are you hiding? Right there. And I'll tell you why I'm doing it this way. Okay, so let's take the heart off there for now. Get the Mr. and Mrs. on here. And we're going again with the smoky slate. This will make sense in a second. Okay. Oh, and bring in this just so I can test it. Alrighty. So placement will be right about here. Now, the reason I stopped and went back before I finished was if I had stamped that crooked, I would simply turn the circle. If I've got everything attached and then I find out, oh my gosh, it's crooked, kind of sunk at that point. So let me just get a little more placement going here so I can make sure we're good. I like to put them off the page just a little bit because I think that looks pretty cool. And it also, I need the space, let's be clear. Alrighty, and you know we love our dimensionals, so I'm going to put one down here, one up here. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to set it there. I'm so bad for saying gonna. I know I said it. Not good English. So lazy. Such lazy English. Alright, so yeah, I'm happy with that one. That's going to go there. And then, so what do you think? You could do this card in any color, seriously. You know, weddings don't have to be all pastel and such. They can be whatever you want them to be. Okay. Got a little glue on myself. Typical. Alrighty, so if you're just joining, I want to make sure that you watch from the beginning so you know that if you share my video, you could win this card and Friday's card. And we don't know what Friday's card's going to be yet because it's a secret. It will be using the stamp set, I can tell you that. I'll make sure my cakes are straight. See, I still had wiggle time left there, which is good. I do need to peel this off now that I'm happy where it is, so come with me. There we go. Normally, oh, hello ladies. Yes, that's no worries. No worries, no worries. I hope you like my video. Hope you're liking the card. We've gone subtle again, and if you're just joining me, then you also know that I used the same colors as last week. I want this one down a little bit lower. Different levels, you know? And remember what I said, we're gonna pop this up. We're gonna pop it up. Alrighty. And when I'm supporting something like anything in the center or whatever, I like to make sure there's lots of dimensionals on there to hold everything up. They're inexpensive and you need them. And you need to use them. Alrighty. Once the card starts coming together, there we go. And now let's do the inside of the card. This is very quick. So I'm going to take my Mr. and Mrs. off because we've done that. Okay. Just wanted to get the ink off so I didn't get it on my fingies. Like it wouldn't be the first time I've been inked up, you know. Would not be the first time. Alrighty, so the sentiment will be in the smoky slate, and I just want to make sure. I'll show you what I'm doing. You know I like to see it first. I love that font. It doesn't look anything like my handwriting, which is good, because you don't want to see my handwriting. It used to be so pretty. Anybody else? It's kind of turned into a scratch. And I just want to make sure that's straight. Love it. You know me, I like, well, wrong stamp pad. I almost inked up the wrong one. We've all done that. Boy, oh boy. Okay, so this is the Petal Pink. Again, opens like a compact. Actually, I saw someone do that. Push the ends. And, oh, that didn't work for me. I don't think my fingers are strong enough to do that. Open! Clearly. Why is this giving me a hard time? I don't know. I don't know. There we go. Alrighty. I'm going to throw some hearts on. Now, I haven't used the hearts, so again, oh, pretty, pretty. Just a little bit of inside prettiness for the card, too. We don't want to forget that. And if you were doing, like, if you're going to put it in an envelope, obviously, decorate your envelope as well, because that would be nice. In that direction. You know, 3s and 5s. I want to keep it nice and simple. Nice and simple. There we go. My light's flickering. I wonder why. That's weird. I hope that isn't making your eyes go wonky. Okay. So I also want to mention, if you're in the KW area, oh, don't put that in upside down. That would be bad. That I have a class next month on the 21st, Feb 21st. And you can read about that on my blog, which I will put at the end of the video, as I will put the sizes of everything I've used as well. And remember to share. So if I get 15 shares or more, then I'm going to give out the cards I make this week, plus 2 other beautiful cards from my stash of beautiful cards I've made. So there we go. There's the original, and there's the card we made today. I think when I did this one, I went back and forth in the Big Shot a little bit, a couple more times than on this one, and it gave a deeper imprint. So that's something to think about as well. Alrighty, pretty. This one, obviously, I went much lighter as I was being not brave. Oh, wrong end. You know, like I said, I can't stop, so I just keep. I see a line that's a little bit too solid for me, so I'll blend that in. You don't really want to see that, you know. Don't really want to see the lines as such. Alrighty, that's it for today. Can you believe it? Yeah. So yeah, somebody's going to win the card, and that will be and the Friday card as well that we make. And so I will see you again on Friday. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for sharing. If you wish to place an order, well, my blog address will be there. Or if you plan on joining, let me know and we can have a chat. And that's all I have for you today. So enjoy your rest of your day. It's going to warm up. Yay. And warm up, when I say warm up, I mean like -5 or -7 Celsius. So it's still chilly, but it'll feel like a heat wave here. Alrighty. Bye-bye. See you Friday.